I was literally just about to do a Tommy video for Willow Wisp since she just got announced to Japan. Freaking love me some Nightmare Dolls. But we got more pressing matters to attend to right now. No, this is not the Greedon Mask video. Yes, that will be up eventually. I swear to God, this thing came out like, what, 2-3 weeks ago by now. And yes, that lamp is insanely bright. Like looking at the sun. Make sure that you check out my page on TCG Player. Raise energy code SkyRage to save you 15%. Help support the channel. Help me get some better lighting packages for videos so it doesn't look like this. But today I started in Vanguard Celebrity Retailer that you guys may or may not know 50 cards. By the way, congrats again on your shop, my dude. Like, he has been so reliable for the longest time, and he's finally going to be able to be an actual card retailer. So, like, all the props in the world. Go check out his shop, especially because we're talking about something that's at his shop right now in this video. Yeah, as part of his giant sale that's going on for the next 4 days, hopefully this video is up before those 4 days are over, they are announcing another wave. I think it's like 13 different budget decks, so that's super awesome. From my upcoming Vanguard YouTuber, make sure you check out his channel, Deck Flares. There's all sorts of budget builds and some other stuff, but we're talking about budget builds today because he did one for Greedon. Let's talk about that. If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe and stuff. So we are here on the Greedon page, and as you can see, automatically, I'm kind of happy because by the time I record this, like 5 hours after the sale went live, this first version of the deck is already sold out. So, hopefully it goes back up, or else this video is not gonna be very accurate. Yeah, let's go ahead. You see the picture right there, but I'm going to dive into the deck builder that he provides down here, and then we can check out how the deck's played and stuff. And like, cool thing on the page right here, you see that not only is during the sale, they're offering like the deck comes with a deck box and some sleeves, so you're fully set up. It's about 30 bucks for this one. Not bad. I think I priced out like base rarity. It should be about that, so doing a good job. But on the page, you also see a deck list, and you see a how to play guide from Deck Player himself, and a bunch of other like small decks right here. These are for sale, dude. These are all for sale. I might have to pick them. No, I already have them. Stop it, getting distracted. Yeah, let's click on this deck log. I want to basically compare this, go over all the text and stuff, and then kind of give you guys some upgrades. So, starting off the basics, we got the ride line. He is running 4 Boke shows. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. A lot more modern builds are going to be running 2 or 3 of this. Spoilers for whenever I make the mask video. This card doesn't matter anymore. Actually, a lot of these cards don't matter anymore when you run Mask, just because they all target specifically Avaricious Greedon on the main grade 3. But it's neither here nor there. I'll explain more in that video, but I feel like base Greedon and Greedon Mask are 2 completely different decks, so don't worry about it. Yeah, for Boke Show, you get your plus 20k to Vanguard when you're at Limit Break. That is fantastic. Keeps you at 33 base for no reason at all. 33 Restander is a good thing. That's part of what makes the deck good. Moving down the ride line, we got Time Jarrett Dragon. I love seeing my Zodiac Time Beast boy. I love seeing the guy whose flavor text literally says Zodiac Time Beast. Jarrett's skill is basically to put 1 card from hand into soul draw card. This is very useful. I'm testing a couple of different Dark State stuff, from even Chronojet to like Unica to, well, here in Greedon, because this is a really good alternative to the Elephant, the Dr. Dauphin. Checking out Dauphin. I want to see this real quick. This is the main grade 3 that you run in the deck, and as you can see, it is actually a $750 card right now, which kind of sucks. We're looking at budget. Never mind. I was about to say I see one for $6, but that's with like a $2 shipping cost. That's why you never trust shipping. Always trust this value. That's definitely gonna be one of your biggest upgrades to the deck if you want to keep playing base Greedon, because he is on play Soul Charge 2, which is, if you say many things about Soul Chargers, like you've got your Swirlers, you've got your Iwakani grade 1, you've got your Gunga Ram, stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways that you can Soul Charge randomly. This is really good because it is a beat stick as well. 13k booty that gets a crit if you have your Greedons in, so like it's a really good support unit for your deck. That's what I'm trying to get at. Bucket Strings is obviously the budget deck. Filter Draw to put a card soul is really good. Obviously, the way that this deck works, you want to have your Greedon and soul as soon as humanly possible, just to make sure you get 7 life. And you do have some cards like Bokusho and Kubuskai here, which I'll explain in a second, that give you benefits in Soul. Except we got 2 Tony Hawks. I like that. I personally usually run 1 just because there's not really much space for it. There you go, you get a second copy in case you do need the second Hawk. This is a really good card because it cycles 3 of your Desire Devils back to deck to make him a 20k beater. Makes him great for your last attack because you're going to stack all of your triggers on him. He's a good call card for things that Superior Call out Soul like Bokusho right here. And yeah, the cycle is great because you are Soul Charging a decent amount in this deck, or top calling a decent amount. Things like Keenan, the next card, this guy. I'm just going to keep going. We got 2 Tony Hawks, really good. Like I said, I usually attack 1, but honestly not bad to have in here. Keenan, I just mentioned him. I have a love-hate relationship with this card. By which I mean that I love that it's consistent, lets you top call, lets you refill field after your board got wiped. But I hate him because there are so many better uses of that one counterblast in this deck. It's good. Smart people run them. I'm obviously not smart. That's why I only have like 116 subs right now. Thank you everyone who subscribed. Subscribe if you enjoy this channel. He's okay. I just think that there's a better Desire Devil. So that's all there is to it. This is a better Desire Devil. He's run 3. That feels appropriate. On call Soul Blast 2, Counterblast 1 to call 1 card out of Soul. It essentially says you're gonna Soul Blast 3 but call 1. And cool thing about him, which is, okay, I see the first thing we need to upgrade is if you get things that Superior Call him during battle phase, which Greedon can do, this effectively gives you a +2 on board, which is already half of your second restand. So if you have Wombo combo, effectively you want to go woof, get him out, call a thing, woof, get him out, call a thing. So like, if you can find a way to proc him twice with the 1 card that I'm going to mention in a second, then you're good. It's solid card, refills fields. You do have a little bit of solution in base Greedon, but he is running the TJD in here, which helps out a lot. And this guy right here, this is a go to soul thing. Let's talk about him right now. He's the next card up. 2 basic skills. When he attacks, you soul charge 1. Once again, go back to this, helps you refill that soul. And if he's in soul, then you can Soul Blast him, Soul Charge 1, and give your Vanguard a +10. This is really good for early game because it'll make Greedon swing 23 before you hit 4 damage and these guys start popping off. And like I said, base Soul Charge, this is your swirler. This is your like $1. Why is he $1? Is he still $1? He was like $2 or $3, I think. That's why I'm listing mine out right now. Yeah, he's like $2.50, somewhere in that range. Pretty good card for that budget, considering that like every single grade 1 soul charger in the game, who even knows how much swirlers are these days. I think he's floating around like $30 worth of reprint, but yeah, this is your soul charger for the deck. I was writing initial set 4 builds. I'm thinking about messing around with it again, so it is a solid card to pick up. Very splashable in most Dark State decks, but like this is a solid soul charger that could also buff your restand your Vanguard. Moving on to 1s, Kubuskai, the Alligator Man behind the Alligator Man. There he goes. He gets very similar skill to Bokusho in that when he's in soul, he gives off +5. Cards he's going to give +5, however, are not your Vanguard. It is the things that you Superior Call off these 2 dorks. Really good. If you got Limit Break, you're basically beating face in. One of the things I will always do with this deck is just go right to 4 and just say, bring it on. As long as I get on and soul, we good. Yeah, he does that, and just from that, he doubles up in the fact that with this deck being Counterblast heavy, that Counterblast, that Counterblast, that Counterblast, that Counterblast, that Counterblast, like he is a Countercharger. When you're agreed on each other, bring soul, Countercharge. Really solid card. 3 is a good ratio. I think I'd say usually 3 to 4 anyways, so 100% recommend that. 100%. This, I swear to God, I will look up the Hedgehog every single time. Alright, Sock the Hedgehog. When it boosts, if you do not have any other rear guards, Counterblast 1. Give you Greedon a crit. This is the first card that you take out. As soon as you find anything to upgrade it, this is the first card you take out. Like, on its own, it's fine. It says that on your VC and your Greedon is gonna get a +1 crit, or if he's all alone and like this is all you have on field, Greedon's gonna get a +1 crit, so crit pressure is good. But like this is after you restand, so you've already eaten all your guys, and it's the only thing left on the board. And with the Counterblast, like I just said, a lot of your deck does Counterblast. So as soon as you find anything to replace it, really, just replace it with whatever. PGs and PGs, I'm not gonna say much about these because it's generics. However, I will say, let's look at Perfect Guard Price. I want to look at Perfect Guard Price. So I feel like they should be cheap now. There's like 2 different printings of it for your upgrades. Yeah, Repel Mouse, that's your probably gonna be the cheapest one to get. This reprint one, it's gonna be about $150, so that's like $6 to upgrade those, not bad. You'll hate Dragon. Okay, so he's a little bit more, but like, if you just want to pick up the Repel Malices, those are $1.50. That's honestly not that bad. It's an upgrade. That said, not complaining, you are getting perfect guards or perfect guards. Last card in the deck before we start talking about the trigger lineup, we got the boy that gives you an extra drive check, and I believe he's a soul charge on place when you persona ride. Again, this is a card that like I have not used them in the longest time. Yeah, insane. So when he's placed for your persona ride, you get the soul charge. That's great. It is restricted to persona ride, which kind of sucks because Greedon, you are not going to be persona riding as much as usual. It is still possible. But, like, I'd much rather shovel Greedon in Soul first before I Persona Root it. Being able to take some damage on turn 3 is the most important thing in this deck. Does give you ability to Soul Charge. And then, yeah, when you eat it up, CB2, Greedon gets +5 and a drive check on turn. Not bad. That ability is going to give you basically a 5 drive check turn, which means that every turn that you could play this, you're essentially going to be driving 5, drawing 1, so you +2 more odd number of cards you need to play. If you think about it that way. However, you're still going to be guarding yourself, so that's a horrible way to think. Essentially turns you into a 6 draw turn. If you get your double restand shenanigans off with all of this, but like you can run a couple of grade 1s locks away in a second. So do that. That does stack for your second restand as well. So that would be giving you twin drive, then triple, then triple. Really good card, like 2 of seems pretty solid. That's about how many I'd probably experiment with. But if you really want to go for that drive check strat and don't care about your counter blast, you might want to pick a little more. Finally, triggers. This feels right. I know there's a big division between draws and fronts on this deck. I think it really depends on how much you're able to activate your mid-battle calls. Because he does not have anything in here that lets you mid-battle, the draws are fine. You're not going to be still charging as much without Dauphins and without the few things that would replace this guy, so... 3 draws is fine with the crits. You do want your crits on every single Vanguard, of course. And this, I'm very happy that the Nova Trigger's included in this. If you look at a lot of the other builds, I'm just going to click on a random one. Click on Leonard. You'll see that a lot of these just have the generic Overtrigger, which obviously is obvious. Like, Overtriggers are expensive parts of the deck. However, Darkstate's probably like one of the most accessible ones. Not only have all the Overtriggers been reprinted in set 6, I believe, but this also has a world exclusive art, so it has another variant of it. And it was also reprinted inside the Chronojet deck, so it is super easy to get these. Like, if you look at it, it's probably like 3-4 for the base rarity ones, or you can just pick up the Chronojet ones for $1. Super good they put this in here. Obviously, you want a double crit +10 on your Resanding Vanguard. Alright, so I want to mention a couple cards for the upgrade, talk about a couple of Desire Devils, and look at their prices. The first one I want to look at is Bubetsu. Let's see if he's that. I think he's only a couple dollars. Okay, he's a little bit more, but that's fine. Like, we're talking about things that you're going to be using to eventually upgrade. And this is one of the better ones because he has one big skill, one big block of text that says, when your other rear guards are put into soul by Vanguard's card ability, aka Greedon, in Counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand, call it to an open circle. And if you happen to have 10 or more soul at the time, you also get to draw a card. This is like the best card in the deck. It goes hand in hand with your Buxu call right here. That's one I said before that shove in soul, call it out, call thing out of soul, then activate another one. And basically off 4 counterblasts between those two, you're able to get a second Resand off Greedon. That's solid. It also lets you float out anything like you can use it to call a Time Dragon Dragon, shove another Greedon in the soul that you didn't have. You can use it to call a bird, reset your stuff. The possibilities are only as endless as you make it, and it does combo with your best friend Kubascares. You do want to call cards out of soul. Unfortunately, this is a little bit expensive, but there is a more budgety solution. That is this promo who is also bunny, and you can see by their all that they actually multiply like rabbits. So when you read on attacks, if he's in soul, you could buy another copy of him from your soul to call him back out into the back row. Essentially, lets you set up if you have 2 copies in soul. So that's another thing, once again, another card that you want to target with Time Dragon, another card that you want to shove in soul with Kubascares, or you can use his Alright skill to put 1 in soul. 2 copies is basically going to equal 1 extra card on board. So you can do things like attack with Greedon, go yum 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 yum. Restand the Greedon to clear attack with Greedon. Oh hey, I've got 2 bunnies, so call a bunny out. So just off that, if you're looking at full board, that's already 2 of your 4 that you're required to restart. And like I said, if you can't afford them, get the bunny. Like, this is the most solid $5 per copy that you will spend on this deck. It is also going to be a really good mask. Moving on to the card that's right next to it, we got Zito right here, who when he goes to your soul, you can choose a card from your drop zone and put it back in. That's a $2 card, so basically the same price as the perfect card that you're going to be investing in. And yeah, it's just a solid card that you'd want to run 2-3 copies of, so I'd say that replaces the Hedgehog right there. Like, you automatically replace Hedgehog with 2 Zito. This is great because with your Soul Blast 2 costs, it helps you refill your soul for things like its 10 soul requirement. Once again, I'm always going to go back to this freaking bunny rabbit. Spend $5. Spend Spend $20. Make this deck playable. This is literally going to be 2/3 the cost of the budget deck that you're buying, but if you want to play Greedon, buy a bunny. It's a good card. And some other things, you might want to invest in more copies of your Grade 1 for the Ride Line card. This is the thing that when it goes to soul, you're able to give your field the ability that when it attacks, rest of the turn, your opponent has to guard at least 2 more cards. Battledore effect is always good. This one's a little more gimmicky because it thrives more off a multi-attack deck. But it's always good to give your Vanguard that Guard Restrict. We're also getting a card next that's going to do a similar thing and give you Vanguard Guard Restrict. And another Superior Color that's literally common, this will cost you cents. Your Vanguard is Greedon, counterblast this card from your hand, choose a card from your soul and call it. It's like once per turn version of this guy that happens during main phase, and I guess it gives you an alternative grade 3 if you want to splash in the deck. It's basically a field filler. If you chain off it, you could. I want to double check you real quick. It's been a while since I checked to see if you're specific. Yes, you can do that. So you can use him. Well, Kin now, Kin procs. Counterblast 2, there's 3 cards on board right there. Then last thing I want to highlight are 2 cards that came out of the last set. First of all, this probably be the more expensive one if you want to buy it, is the Dragon Tree Wretch Demon Strider. Let me look at your price real quick. Okay, that's not bad. This is like $1, so it's definitely worth buying. Once again, it's once per turn. Soul Blast 2, grab a grade 1 or less from your soul and call it. Same common sense. So it's like a slightly more restricted version of Baku. However, one thing that you're going to be finding out with Greedon is a lot of their pieces are grade 1. So that's honestly not that bad to be able to like call a bunny back out of soul or get a Zito back out or something like that, or okay, the grade 1 for the Ride Line that we just talked about, stuff like that. So like, he is a good card. I don't know how many you want to run right now, because it basically says you're running more copies of this. But pick it up now. It also gives you a Dragon Tree marker in case you do want to run the Massive version or any of the other Darkstate Dragon Tree decks. So solid investment. Pick these boys up. And this nifty thing that I've been playing around with lately, it's once again a base rare, like this will cost you pennies, dimes, whatever people will sell it for. Once put a soul from rear guard, counterblast 1, put it back in your hand. So you are going to be a little counterblast heavy now in Greedon. I don't know if I'd recommend that necessarily, but it does give you another card in hand that you can call again next turn or use as guard. So pretty good. So that is my little Greedon 101 for the budget deck from 50 cards and the mind of Deck Flair. Once again, shout out to both of them. Deck Flair for creating this list and 50 cards for selling it, as well as like 12 other decks, I think. There's just a bunch of these things listed. Make sure you check out that sale. And while we're talking about cards, I guess I have to say TCG Player, because you know it's where I sell stuff and help support the channel, so I can bring you better content in the future. Or raise energy. That's no way to do it, but the energy drink that I'm partnering with, yeah, they good. Use code Skyridge. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comment down below. You guys know the drill. And until next time, thank you all for watching. Actual Greedon Mask video will be coming soon. I have a bunch of other videos lined up for gameplay stuff. Tamir I still want to do as a short, and a little how to play for another card game are coming, as well as plenty of other coaster and gaming videos. Until next time, always embrace the infinite.